The HAL Prachand, also known as Light Combat Helicopter, shortly LCH, is the latest Indian rotorcraft. It is designed for the country's specific requirements. The Prachand is still a newborn. This state-of-art helicopter will be fully mature soon when it teets. As the weapon detective, we're investigating the Prachand, the flying war machine that is light in weight but heavy enough to upset the balance in the region. The Prachand is among the proud of the Indian defense industry, especially Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, shortly HAL. Although its limited series production phase has just begun and some of its weapon systems are not ready yet, this helicopter has prominent potential with its unique features. The Prachand is designed for the region's specific requirements, making it the best solution for India and one of the most dangerous opponents for its rivals. In 1962, HAL began manufacturing helicopters and delivered the Chetak to the Indian Armed Forces in 1965, which is the licensed production variant of the SA-316 Alouette III. In the 1970s, the company also began to produce the Cheetah, the licensed production variant of the SA-315B Lama. Thanks to these two projects, India gained essential know-how for helicopter technologies. In 1984, HAL and German Messerschmitt Bölker Bloom signed a cooperation agreement in the scope of the Advanced Light Helicopter Program, which would create the DRU. This partnership would level up HAL's capabilities in this area. In the same year, the Indian Air Force acquired its first attack helicopter, the Mi-24D, from the USSR. But the result was not satisfactory, since the Hind performed poorly on India's mountainous northwestern border. However, for New Delhi, the separatists in this region were one of the primary security concerns. Also, the continuous low-intensity clashes with Pakistan on this border could turn into a full-scale war at any time. So, in the late 1990s, HAL developed the Cheetah-based Lancer attack helicopter for use in mountainous areas. It had an armored floor and two pods, each carrying a 12.7mm machine gun and three 7mm rockets. However, the 1999 Kargil War revealed that the Lancers were inadequate for an army-to-army conflict. India needed a more capable attack helicopter. New Delhi desired to develop a new system indigenously to fulfill this requirement. The highly capable DRU, introduced in 2002, was suitable to be the base platform for this requirement. The program was initially called Light Attack Helicopter and was renamed Light Combat Helicopter in 2003. As mentioned in our Tejas video, New Delhi executed its Light Combat Aircraft program as a national pride matter. However, developing a purely indigenous jet fighter from the beginning would cause many problems and delays. Unlike the Tejas, India embraced a more practical way for the Prachand. First, in 2004, the Indian Armed Forces agreed to HAL's development of a DRU-based rotorcraft and to curtail plans to order foreign attack helicopters. Besides, India acquired some critical subsystems abroad. Still, this program experienced some delays. Initially, it was planned that the Prachand was to perform its maiden flight in 2008. However, the program was subjected to several delays, some of which had been attributed to suppliers. The helicopter could meet the sky on March 29, 2010, even though HAL initially expected the Prachand to attain initial operating capability by the same year. Despite experiencing some delays, the helicopter completed the trials and India approved its limited series production on March 30, 2022. On October 3, 2022, the helicopter was formally inducted to the Indian Air Force and was officially named Prachand. In this phase, 10 limited series production variants will be delivered to the Air Force and 5 to the Army. Using the DRU as a starting point has been attributed to significantly reducing the cost of the LCH program. It will also help lower the lifecycle costs and logistic requirements. Both helicopters have the same HAL Turbomeca Shakti 1H1 turbofans with a full authority digital electronic control system. This system decreases the pilot's workload and increases efficiency by automatically counting engine cycles. Also, the Prachand uses the redesigned version of the DRU's flight controls and hydraulics. The powerful turboshaft engines provide a high power-weight ratio, which gives the Prachand the highest flight ceiling among all attack helicopters. During the trials, it proved this capability and became the first attack helicopter to land on the helipads in the Siachen Glacier at an altitude of 13,600 feet to 15,800 feet. The Prachand can operate in extreme cold and desert conditions. The helicopter has a hingeless main rotor and a bearingless tail rotor coupled with an anti-resonance isolation system to dampen vibrations. The rotor head and blades are made of composite materials. Besides its stealthy design, the exterior of the Prachand is covered by canted flat panels to reduce its radar cross-section. There is an infrared suppressor on each engine exhaust. The Prachand has a state-of-the-art electronic warfare suite provided by the South African division of Saab Group. It includes a radar warning receiver, a laser warning receiver, a missile approach warning system, and chaff and flare dispensers. The critical areas of the helicopter are reinforced by composite ceramic armor, which is resistant to 12.7mm rounds. The tricycle landing gears and self-sealing fuel tanks are crashworthy. The cabin is overpressurized for CBRN protection. It is also convenient for high-altitude flights. The onboard target acquisition and designation system transmits the data to the helmet-mounted sight. Thus, the pilot and gunner can efficiently use the helicopter and weapon systems without looking at instrument panels during the action. On January 31, 2018, the second prototype of the Prachand flew with an automatic flight control system designed by HAL. This new system is expected to replace the current one acquired from a foreign source. The helicopter has network-centric warfare capability. India is also working on a radar to be used with the Prachand. The helicopter has 3 hours and 10 minutes of endurance. The Indian Air Force and Army plan to acquire 156 and 114 Prachands respectively. The two-person crew of the Prachand consists of the pilot and co-pilot gunner. It has a length of 15.8 meters, a wingspan of 4.6 meters, and a height of 4.7 meters. The diameter of the main rotor is 13.3 meters. The helicopter's empty weight is about 2,250 kilograms, while its maximum takeoff weight is about 5,800 kilograms. Two 1,032 kilowatt HAL Turbomeca Shakti 1H1 turboshaft engines provide a top speed of 268 kilometers per hour. The helicopter's range is 550 kilometers. It can climb an altitude of nearly 6,500 meters, in other words, 21,300 feet. The Prachand has one 20mm M621 gun and 4 hardpoints with a capacity of 700 kilograms of ordnance. It can currently carry rocket pods with the 7mm FC-231 rockets, the ATAM air-to-air missiles, and different types of bombs. The Prachand has not fully teeth yet to bite. It has only a light cannon and unguided rockets for ground attack missions. Initially, India intended to use the 23mm twin-barrel Gusha-23 gun with the new attack helicopter. Later, it considered using a 30mm gun. But eventually, the French 20mm M621 gun incorporated into the THL-20 turret was chosen. This turret is controlled via the helmet-mounted sight. Soon, the helicopter will carry the Dhruvastra a.k.a. HELINA anti-tank guided missiles, which completed all user trials as of September 20, 2021. But its serial production has not been commenced yet. The Dhruvastra is the air launch variant of the NAG. It is an infrared imaging seeker operating in the lock-on before launch mode. The missile has a 7,000 meter range and can penetrate an 800mm thick armor. The Prachand will also use the Standoff anti-tank guided missile variant, shortly SANT, of the Dhruvastra. This missile, which is still under development, has a range of 15 to 20 kilometers, an electro-optical thermal imager, and a new nose-mounted millimeter wave active radar homing seeker. Currently, India has only 70mm FC-231 unguided rockets for the Prachand. However, the helicopter has a laser rangefinder and a laser designator. Thus, it is also suitable for firing Thales SAL laser-guided rocket FC-275 LGR. Probably, India will acquire these rockets soon. So, we can predict that when the helicopter reaches its full maturity, its teeth will be ready. Besides, thanks to the ATAM, the air-to-air variant of the Mistral 2 missile, the Air Force Prachands can fight with the other helicopters and unmanned aerial vehicles. The Army will use a new air-to-air missile different from the Mistral 2. India also acquired the AH-64 Apache and Rudra helicopters within the last decade. So, why does it need another attack helicopter like the Prachand? First of all, these three helicopters are different in many aspects. The heavy AH-64 is too expensive to acquire in large numbers, and its operational costs are also high. Due to financial reasons, even the US Congress had complained about units in Iraq and Afghanistan frequently calling AH-64s for close air support. Eventually, the US Army had to restrict the Apache operations. In contrast, the production and operation costs of the Prachand are dramatically low. So, thanks to Prachand, India can operate large helicopter forces in a possible clash or a full-scale war without financial concerns. Besides, Washington probably would not allow necessary modifications on the AH-64 to integrate the Indian-made weapon system. The Rudra is an armed variant of the Dhruv, not a pure-blood attack helicopter. It is suitable for low-intensity conflicts and armed reconnaissance missions. However, the Prachand can also fight in a full-scale war. They are not rivals, but complement to each other. The LCH program has forced Pakistan to acquire new attack helicopters from foreign sources. Because Washington did not give an export license, Islamabad had to give up the Turkish T-129 attack helicopter with US-made engines. Also, the delivery of 15 AH-1Z Vipers is on hold due to political tensions between the US and Pakistan. The Pakistan Army Aviation Corps could get only 4 Mi-35s. Yet, they are insufficient to fight in a high maintenance area. Islamabad's only remaining alternative is the Chinese Z-10, which is also inadequate for the region. After all, no helicopter is suitable for the high mountainous north border between India and Pakistan as the Prachand. So, India has managed to disturb the balance in the region with this move. Does the Prachand have a good chance in the market? The Dhruv is a good helicopter. However, India's inexperience in the support services prevented it from achieving the export success it deserved. India may have learned from this experience and improved its capability in this area. The Indian sources claim that several African nations and Argentina are interested in the Prachand. Perhaps this time India may reach a big market. So, the Prachand is the fruit of one of the most successful programs in India. This helicopter has potential in combat and in the international market. The Prachand is a testament that India can be highly successful if it executes the project with a practical approach rather than a matter of national pride. Thanks for watching our video. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of our new videos. Also, you can now click the join button to support our channel. And as always, we would greatly appreciate all of your likes, comments and shares.